Hey Gloombugs! Today we're going to be playing with some of LA Splash's liquid lipsticks. So in the collection which I recently purchased, most of these are from IMATs, I have reds, I also have some purples, and I've got some blues as well. So I'm just going to start swatching the reds for you, and yeah, we can just have a little bit of a catch up and a chat while I do this stuff. So I'm going to start off by swatching Poison Apple, which is this really pretty red colour. This is from the original LA Splash collection. I think I only have two of these ones. Yeah, so these are the Lip Coutures, and this is the first one that I ever tried, and it's incredibly difficult to remove, which is a plus. And as I said before, this is the Lip Couture, so it's just kind of their standard basic. It feels wrong calling it basic because this stuff's amazing, but they're basic liquid lipstick. It's also waterproof, and I can definitely vouch for this one. I've been out many nights wearing this, I've been out to dinner, and it's very, very difficult to remove. And now I'm looking at it, I've actually almost used all of it up, which is really sad. So I'm gonna have to repurchase this one, but it's definitely one of my favourites. So one thing that I think is really important when you are wearing liquid lipsticks, especially ones that dry liquid to matte, is that you put some kind of balm on your lips beforehand just to moisturise your lips, because these are, especially the LA Splash ones, they're incredibly dry on your lips, and the last thing that you want is to wear like amazing lipstick and then end up with like crappy, horrible dry chapped lips afterwards. So I would recommend that. And also something that you really, really need is an oil-based makeup remover afterwards. You can also use like coconut oil. I know everyone loves coconut oil, you can use that to remove it. You can also use olive oil. I wouldn't necessarily recommend vegetable oil or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, if you can use something natural to remove it, then why not? So the next on my list is the shade Medusa, which was one that I really, really wanted from IMAT, so I'm really glad that they hadn't sold out. And it's part of the Studio Shine Lip Luster collection, and as you guys can see, it just has a really, really beautiful fine shimmer that runs through it. It's not super visible when you have it on your lips, but it's definitely a big difference to their basic, I hate saying that, but they're like standard lipsticks. So this is what Medusa looks like on. Personally, I find the formula to be exactly the same as the original. It doesn't have as much of a smell as the original one, which is nice because I do find that the basic, I said it again, version does kind of have like a strong chemical smell. I don't know if that's just the older ones. I don't know if they've changed the smell of them now. But yeah, that's just something that personally I found. These don't smell as much. But they also don't smell nice, which the lip mousses do. They smell very, very nice. But you can see the difference. There's a very, very fine glitter running through it. So the main difference between the Lip Coutures and the Lip Lusters are the very, very fine particles of glitter, which I'm not sure if you can see. I can see it personally when I look in a mirror, but from this distance I can't actually see it in the camera. But yeah, it's definitely there. But also, as you guys can notice, there is some slight colour difference with where I've applied it. You know, it's a little bit darker down here, so you do have to be a lot more careful about how you apply this product. Next up, I have two shades which are actually very similar to each other. I'm not entirely sure how that happened. I believe I picked one shade and Mikey picked another, and in the excitement of buying, you know, lipstick at IMATs and being at an actual LA Splash booth, I didn't realise how similar they were. So what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to apply one to the bottom half of my lip and one to the top half of my lip. That way I can compare them a little bit better. So the first one I have is the lighter shade, which is Celine. Both of these are from the Lip Luster collection, which is the one with the shimmer. And the second one is Amore Eterno, which was a limited edition Day of the Dead version. I don't think you can... Do you know, I don't know if you can get this all the time. I think they have added it to the collection now, but when they originally came out they had really, really cool packaging which had skulls on it. And yeah, when I bought this I actually thought I had one of the ones with the skull packaging, but I guess not, but not a big deal. So I'm going to go ahead and apply Celine to my top lip and Amore Tono to my bottom. These two are pretty much dry now, and it's very obvious to me the difference. I actually already knew the difference, but I completely forgotten until I put the gorgeous, gorgeous Amore Tono on my lips. This is definitely more of a metallic shade. In fact, I think all of the Day of the Dead ones, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm pretty sure all of them were metallic shades, and this is so, so beautiful. Not to say that Celine isn't, because Celine is a really nice colour, but Amore Tono I'm going to close up because this is amazing. So from the close up you can see the difference. Celine is definitely slightly lighter. It's not as obvious on my camera, but in person it's much lighter than it's appearing on the camera. Please ignore all the redness that's going on my face. As I said, this stuff is really hard to remove, so yeah, I've kind of been irritating my lips a little bit. But Amore Tono is definitely a really beautiful metallic shade, and my camera is just not picking up the gorgeousness of this colour. I urge you all to go and buy it because it's perfect. Oh, it's so pretty. I actually really wanted the blue, I can't remember what it was called, but they had a blue shade which was metallic, and that was, again, one that I wanted that they didn't have. But this is absolutely beautiful. I'm really, really happy with it. It'd be really interesting to compare these two on a night out to see which one lasts the longest. And finally onto my last two lipsticks, which are both blue shades. Again, kind of similar, don't know what's wrong with me. I feel like I like a shade so much that I want it twice. One of them, which is Vindictive, is one which I've been wearing a lot lately. I feel like it really, really looks good on my skin just because it's a very cool tone. I mean, I know it's blue is cool tone, but it's like a blue-grey, and I feel like it just looks really, really nice. Even if I wear it with like warm eye makeup, it still looks really, really good. This one, again, is one of the original Lip Coutures, which apparently is waterproof, but I find that this one doesn't last anywhere near as long as the other waterproof ones do in my collection. But it's beautiful, so I don't care. One thing that I have noticed with this one, I sort of glossed over it earlier, this is one of the new edition Lip Coutures, I believe, and this has a nice smell. The old ones don't. I don't know if it's that particular red, I don't know if they've changed the smell on all of them now, but this definitely smells much nicer. And here's Vindictive. As you can see, it really suits me. I don't know if it's my hair colour, but for some reason this colour just looks good no matter what I do with my makeup, no matter what I wear. It just works, and I have actually been wearing it in the daytime. I know some people might think that's weird or whatever, wearing like bright colour lipsticks in the day. I don't really care. I like it and I think it suits me, so whatever. But yeah, as I said earlier, it doesn't last a terribly long time, especially not if you're drinking. If you're drinking any kind of liquid, it's going to come off. If you're eating food, it's probably going to come off. I don't know why it doesn't last as long as the other ones, possibly because it's a lighter shade, I'm not 100% sure, but I would definitely repurchase it just because the colour is absolutely beautiful. And here is the close-up of Vindictive. I'm sorry about the colouring on my camera, everything's coming up darker than it is. I really, really like this colour. And yeah, I also like the way that all of the lipsticks apply. The applicators that they use are a little bit thicker than your normal doe foot applicator, but I find that because they're rounded, they're really, really easy to apply, so I don't often mess up my lipstick. Time to move on to my final lipstick. This one is Deadly Nightshade, which is slightly darker, and this one is a Smitten Lip Tint Mousse. It's the only mousse I have. I've actually not worn this for a whole day yet, so I can't report back on it whether it stays any longer. Yeah, but this does have a slight shimmer. It's kind of a cross between the Lip Coutures and the Studio Shine ones, from what I can tell. So this one has a smell as well. It doesn't really smell like chemicals, but it does have kind of a generic beauty product smell. I don't know if that makes sense. It's not quite chemically, but it also doesn't smell of like fruit or sweets or anything. I'm not sure what that smell is, but it's not unpleasant. I can definitely see the difference between this version of the lipstick and the other two. It's not as drying on my lips. It actually feels kind of nice, but at the same time I'm also not aware that it's there. You know that feeling you get sometimes when you wear lipstick and it feels heavy? It doesn't feel like that at all. It also doesn't look particularly matte, which is nice because I've got a lot of matte lipsticks and it's nice to try something a little bit different sometimes. I like the way it looks. It doesn't look particularly shimmery like it does in the packaging. I really like this, it's nice. But I also don't feel like it would stick around as long as the other ones. I don't know if that's just because my lips don't feel dry. I'm gonna have to test it out and find out how it's gonna last throughout the day. Unfortunately, I can't do that today because I have to go back to work in like an hour, which is sucky, but if I want to make money, you know, gotta go work. I really like the way this looks. I like that it does have that slight shine, so it looks like a colour contrast between the centre of my lip and the outer corners. It looks like I put a lot more work into putting on my lipstick than I actually have, which is always good. The one thing which is kind of annoying is I can actually still smell it even though it's dried. There's still that smell, which I said at first wasn't unpleasant, but I feel like if you had to smell it all day, it wouldn't be the nicest thing to be underneath your nose. So I'm hoping that that smell actually goes away. Okay, so I'm going to remove this final one and see if it's any easier to remove than the other ones were. So that was just a simple video for you guys today. I know it was nothing particularly imaginative or creative, but as I said earlier, I've been working a lot lately and it's really difficult trying to film in between shifts. Yeah, I'm especially finding it difficult today because I'm not feeling super well at the moment. There's a woman up in the hostel who's kind of given everybody the Black Plague. So yeah, there's that. But I'm hopefully gonna have a day off next Monday so I can come home and I can film. I'm thinking I'm going to start filming some makeup tutorials because a lot of people have been asking and it's something I've been thinking about doing for a long time, but I'm kind of a perfectionist and like I'm worried about the lighting, I'm worried about what the setup's going to be, I want to make sure my camera's focusing properly, but yeah, definitely I will be doing that in the future. And one last thing before I go, I would like to say an enormous thank you to all of you who have subscribed to me, because when I was away at download I hit 500 subscribers, which is still kind of mind-blowing to me. That's a lot of people, and I mean I know I've had my channel for a couple of years, but it's only really since this year that I've started getting like a following and you guys have been talking to me and it's really cool getting to know you all. So I'm currently purchasing a few cheeky little items for a giveaway, which hopefully I will be doing at the start of next month. So yeah, if you guys have got any suggestions to some items that you might like to see in the giveaway, please do comment below, and also let me know which is your favourite liquid lipstick out of the ones that I've showed you guys today. Thank you so much and I will see you next week. Bye lovelies!